Hey everyone, it's Sammy here, and yeah, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you've joined me for today's exercise program. Today we're going to be bringing in a more tempo focus to our exercises. So what that means for you is that as we move through a portion of the exercise, we're going to go at a nice controlled rate, a little bit slower than usual, and then pop up at the end of the movement. So this gives us a little bit more time under tension and helps to consolidate our technique and build strength. We'll be working roughly in sets of 3 with around about 8 repetitions, and we'll be doing 6 exercises all up, broken up into pairs. So we'll piggyback the first 2, then the next 2, and then finally the last 2. We'll be taking little breaks in between. So at the end of our first 2 exercises, I'm going to hit the pause button. You're quite welcome to go grab a drink and have a little rest, and then jump back into the next lot of exercises when you're ready. As always, we want to listen to our body and how it's feeling today. So if you need to spend a little bit more longer in rest, that's okay. Otherwise, just move at a capacity that feels good for you. We're going to begin this exercise program with a bit of mobility, but in saying that, if you've just come back from a walk or already moving your body and you're feeling good to go, fast forward through this part and then just jump straight in. So if you're ready, let's begin. So we'll do a very quick warm up. We'll start with the ankles, the feet, shins and calves, just a gentle toe tap, a couple of heel lifts here. And then from here, we'll just take the legs out the side, get a bit of movement for the outside of our hips, land a foot, kind of get a little bit more hip movement here, and the other side. And then we can kind of start to work the lower back a little bit, taking some small circles or big ones, whatever you want to do. Take it to the other way. And then start to move the spine a little. So just some tipping from side to side. And we can add some rotations of the spine. And then coming into some flexion and extension, getting ready for our first exercise, which will be bent over rows. And then from here, do a little bit of movement for the shoulders, elbows and wrists, changing direction. And if you're going to do a couple of head nods to get the neck moving, that's okay too. Maybe some shaking from side to side and some ear to ear. Okay, so this can be a great thing to do if you've just been sitting around relaxing, just to get those joints and muscles warmed up, ready to go. So I've selected one set of weights. Ordinarily, through an exercise program that I'm going to be coaching, I might have a couple of different sets of weights for each exercise, but I've kind of gone middle of the range here. If you don't have dumbbells, that's totally okay. You might like to just go through the movements themselves, or get a little inventive and see if you can find something around the house that you can hold as load. Okay. All right. So first exercise is bent over rows. So we're going to be working a lot of the muscles of the back. We want to keep a nice straight spine. So we'll need to get into a position that helps support that. So I'm going to come down, get my weights. Of course, use your legs to pick up your loads. And then once we've done that, we can bring our feet roughly underneath our hips, relax our knees, scooch our bottom back, and let's let our palms face each other. Okay, so our chest is through our upper arms and looking slightly forward and ahead. Now, because we're working tempo, we're going to draw back on one and slowly release. Draw back on one, slowly release. Keep pushing through the whole of your feet, heels to toe. Pull back on one, slowly release. We've got 4 more of these. Pull, slowly release. Pull, slowly release. Draw the elbows back, slowly release. Pull on one, slowly release. Now I'm going to actually land my dumbbells, because the next thing we're doing is squats. I'm going to give my arms a little break and take my focus entirely to my legs. Now, if you want to hold on to your weights, 1 or 2 of them, that's entirely up to you, but I just want to focus on getting stronger in the legs. Give my arms a break. So again, I'm already huffing and puffing here. We're going to be focusing on our tempo. So we're going to take a nice slow descent and then pop up on one, okay? So let's say around about 3 count might be a good thing to go to go squat down on. So look forward and down, relax our shoulders and let our legs do all the work. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, pop up on 1. Okay, so it's that simple. We're sending the hips out the back, pushing through the whole of our feet, heel to toe. 1, 2, 3, and then jump up on 1. Just go to a depth that you can control. So just pretend you're going to sit down on a chair, but you're not quite sitting down. 1, 2, 3. Drive through those strong legs and stand all the way up so you're driving the hips through. 1, 2, 3. Stand tall. 1, 2, 3. Stand tall. We've got 2 more left on this set. Pushing through those heels to the big toe and then all the way down as low as you can. Stand up. All right, so we've done our first 2 exercises, 8 of each, and now we're going to jump in and do our next set. So again, I'm going to use my strong legs to help me pick up the weights. Get into position, stand tall, relax the knees, drive those hips out the back, and let's go. Pull, slow release. Pull on 1, slow release. Pull on 1, slow release. Pull, slow. Pull on 1, slow release. Okay, we have 2 more left of this set. Pull, slow release. Pull, slow release. Nice. Squat down, pop your weights down if you're putting them on the floor. And now we're doing our squats. Okay, now if you need a little break between doing rows and squats, totally okay. Just put me on pause, have that little rest, and then jump in when you're ready. So here we go, looking ahead, nice open chest here. 1, 2, 3, and then come up on 1. 1, 2, 3, and then come up on 1. 1, 2, 3, come on up. 1, 2, 3, drive through those strong legs. Let's go 4 more. Slowly come on down, stand tall. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, push through the floor. 2 to go. Slowly come down, stand tall, and then down, down, down. Stand tall, bring the hips all the way through, just to give that lower back a little rest. Right, so we've done our 2 sets now of each exercise. Now we have the final set before we hit the pause and have a little break. So when you're ready, once again, grab your weights if you're using them, and then let's get to work. So feet in position, relax your knees, bottoms out the back, and here we go. Pull, slow release. Pull, slow release. Big pull, slow release. Keep going. Right, we're halfway there. 4 more. Big pull, slow release. Big pull, slow release. 2 more. And we have 1 more left after this. Big pull, slow release. Once again, I'll squat down, pop my weights down. All right, 1 set of squatty squats to go. All right, feet in position, eyes forward, full of confidence. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, pop on up. 1, 2, 3, up we come. Slowly down we go, and up we come. Down, 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 up we come. I think that's 4. I'm not great at counting, so I think that was 4. Come on up. Let's go 3 more. And come on up. 2 more. Come on up. Down we go. Drive hard, and let's do a bonus one. Why not? Slow, 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 and up we pop. Nice. All right. So we've just completed work for our back, for our legs, tempoed it all the way. I think we did a magnificent job. So let's hit the pause button, have a little drink, have a little rest, and then when you're ready, jump on in and we'll move on to the next set of exercise. See you soon. All right, so we're back for our next two exercises. So these ones we're going to be working on the muscles in our arms and our trunk as we do our bicep curls. So we'll be coming up on one and then slowly descending down. So really feeling those muscles in our arms work. And then we'll come into a split squat position and we'll be coming down and up. Again, we'll go really slow down and then pop on up to standing. So after the squat, you'll probably be very much feeling it in the legs. Again, just do as many as you can. We'll aim for about 8, but if you're feeling the effects at around about 6 to 7, that's fine as well, okay? So with my split squats, I will be putting the dumbbells down because once again, I just want to focus on getting stronger in the legs, and I feel that carrying the weights after doing bicep curls is just going to draw my attention away from what I'm trying to do with my split squats. All right, so enough chatter from me, let's begin. So we're going to pick up my weights. We want to stand nice and steady in our stance, nice broad chest, and we're going to come up on one and slowly come on down. So I've just got a bit of a neutral grip here. My palms are facing my thighs, but you could turn your palms to face upwards or downwards, depending on what you want to focus on in your forearms, your extensors or your radialis, the top or bottom of your forearms. Okay, here we go. Come up on one, slowly down. Let's do another 3 more. Up on one, slowly, slowly down. 2 more, slowly down. Last one, trying not to swing those weights as we bring them up to the front of our shoulders, and I'm going to pop them down, give my arms a break, and then I'm going to come into my split squat position. So feet roughly hip width apart, so we're thinking train tracks, not tight rope. We're going to send a leg out the back, not too concerned which one you start with. So from here, we want to be in a nice steady state. I've got a kind of a little lean forward just to accommodate my movement, and my back heel is up and the whole of my right foot is grounded to the floor. Looking, comfortably forward, relax my arms, and let's get to work. 1, 2, 3, and then come up on one. 1, 2, 3, come up on one. 1, 2, 3, come up on one. Now we want our knee to track our toe on our front foot. It doesn't matter if it goes over the toes. If you can keep the heel of your front foot down, that would be really good. That way we can use the whole of our leg right up to our glutes. And up. Last one, slow down, and then come on up. Good. So we've just done the first 8. Let's swap legs. So coming into these single-sided exercises, one side might feel a little bit stronger than the other or have better mobility, and that's really normal. So make sure we feel steady in our stance before we begin, and down we go. And come on up. Now, this is my dodgy knee in front, so I'm going to listen to my body and focus more on the technique rather than how deep I'm going to go into my split squat. Good. So drive through the front of the foot, back heel is up, slowly descending down, drive at the bottom. 2 more. Big push. Last one. And up we go. Ooh, definitely felt them. So that's our first set of our second set of exercises. Now we're going to go on to the second set. And again, if you need to take a little bit extra rest break before you jump in and do these, that's totally fine. So let's stand. I'll be on a bit of an angle for this one. So stand tall, chest out, up on one, slowly bring the hands by your side. Up on one, slow descent. Up on one, down we go. So there's quite a difference between when we bend the elbows and the time it takes to straighten the elbows. Let's go 2 more of these. And last one. Good, so no body rocking, we're using our pure arm strength there. All right, so we're up to our legs again. So get into your hip width apart, take your foot back, get yourself steady first before you start moving up and down. Once you're ready to go, let's go slow descent and big drive to stand. Slow descent, big drive to stand. Big drive. Go to a depth that you feel comfortable with. Drive through the whole of the front foot. Good. Let's do 3 more. Slow descent, pop on up. 2 more. That's it. Last one. Slow, slow, slow. Big drive. Good stuff. All right, let's change legs. Give them a little shimmy shake. Get my stance sorted. All right, let's rock and roll. So we're going to go down nice and slowly. Big drive up. Slow down. Just making sure that that knee tracks our toes and that we're not kind of caving in that front knee or letting it fall out the side. We've got 4 more to go. Slow, slow, slow down. Big drive at the bottom. 2 more. Lucky last. And up we go. Good stuff. Awesome. Well done. All right, give it a little bit of shake. All right, so we've got 1 more set of each to go. Let's get this done so we can grab a break. So grab my weights. All right. Standing tall and strong in our stance here. And up we go. Slow down. You might even feel the muscles of your trunk tension as you slowly bring the weights down by your side. So you use your core all the time. Here we go. All right, we have 3 more of these. 2 more. Lucky last. Nice, good job everyone. All right, so pop them down. 1 more set of leg things and then we're all ready for a break. So get your feet in position, send that leg back, make sure you feel nice and steady in your stance, and let's go. Down slow, big drive up. Slow it down, big drive up. Keep going. All right, we're halfway there. Take your time coming down, pop on up. Good. Put all the weight through the whole of the front foot. Back heel is up. Last one. Big pop. Good stuff. All right, other leg. Whew, we're nearly there. All right, get into position. When you're good to go, let's begin. Slow down and standing up. Slow down. Big push. Down we go. Pop up. Take your time coming down. All right, if you're starting to feel a bit wibbly wobbly, hang in there, we're nearly done. We have 3 more to go. Oh, legs are like jelly. 2 more. Pop up. Last one. And done. Great job, everyone. All right, so we've finished 4 exercises now. We're getting towards the end. The next lot of exercises, we're going to be popping onto the floor. So while you hit the pause button and you grab a drink, you might want to grab a mat or find somewhere comfortable that you're able to do your push-ups and a little bit of core work. And I'll catch my breath and I'll see you then. Okay, so we're up to our last 2 exercises for our training session. Once we're done with that, we'll finish off with a stretch and then, yeah, we're all complete. So these 2 exercises are going to be working the front of our body. So we'll do a push-up and then we're going to roll onto our back and do a more core-focused exercise. So we're doing 8 repetitions of this once again and 3 sets. And yes, we'll be piggybacking those exercises. So we'll do our push-ups, roll over, do our core work, and then kind of do back and forth between those. You know, as again, we're coming to the end of the program, so please don't feel the need that you have to complete every repetition. If you're really feeling like you've had enough, take a break if you need to as well. You can always jump back in when you're ready. So there's a couple of different ways that we can be doing our push-up. We can do it on our, well, you can actually do it standing. So if you want to do this against a wall by putting your hands against the wall, hands a bit about shoulder height, pointing the middle finger up. So we've got a fairly neutral wrist, and then you can take your grip as wide as you want to, depending on whether you want to emphasize more of the back of the arms on a more narrower grip, or maybe bring a little bit more chest into the press as you take your grip wider. So yes, you can do these at kind of more of a vertical, or, you know, and then graduate from there. Maybe if you're near a kitchen bench, you can do, you know, your push-ups on a kitchen bench, whatever. You don't have to be on the floor for this one. With the floor option, you can do it on your knees or your toes. I'm kind of feeling a little bit pooped, but I do want to still do some pressing movements. So I'm actually going to do mine on my knees. And if you've been following me on my videos, you'll all know that my left knee is just not in a happy place. So I'm actually going to kneel on like a bit of a blanket just to add some cushioning. So yeah, it's okay to kind of, you know, support your strength training or your yoga or whatever by adding props. Yeah, just so you feel a bit more comfortable. No need to be in excruciating pain. Yeah, so we're going to do our push-ups and then roll over onto our back. So enough chit chat from me. I'll get my little blanket organized. Okay, don't need too many layers. It's just a little bit tender. So set myself up. Probably should have had this organized before, but anyway. All right, so what we want to do is we want to bring the hands under the shoulders, spread those fingertips. I'm going to go for a bit of a mid grip, so not quite under the shoulders, but not super wide. And I'm going to push through the knuckles and my pads of my fingers as well as the palms. Now, if you do have sensitive wrists, you can roll up like a towel or have some sort of prop under the wrist, so you're elevating the wrist as well. So you're not kind of like, you know, pushing really hard into this deep extension of the wrist. So yeah, hands as wide as you want to. We want our shoulders in line with the wrists. Tuck our tailbone a little bit here. And then from here, we're going to do a nice controlled descent. So we're continuing with our theme of tempo. So we're going to go down nice and slow. And then when we're at a point where we can't go any lower, big press at the bottom. Nice and slow. Watching, haven't got our bottom too high in the air. Big press at the bottom. Nice and steady and smooth. And big press at the bottom. So I don't know about you, but I'm definitely feeling these in my arms, in my chest, and in my core as well. Nice and slow. And a big press. So let's go 3 more. Nice and slow. And a big push. 2 more. And a big press. Last one. Controlled. And a big push. Good job. All right, so we're going to come down onto our backs now. All right, I've got to put my ponytail in the way a little bit there, so move that. So let's start with our feet roughly in line with our hips. We're going to tilt the pelvis a little bit here, just so we can feel the lower portion of our back gently kind of touch our mat. We're not jamming the lower back, we're just a gentle pelvic tilt. Let our arms relax by our side and our eyes are looking straight up, okay? So we can kind of like let the whole back of our body from our tailbone to our shoulders and our head just sink into the mat. And then from here, pick up our feet, keeping this 90-degree angle in the knees. And from here, we're going to do some heel taps. Now, what we want to do is we want to maintain this kind of lower back touching the mat, and try not to arch the spine too much. And if that starts to happen, there's a couple of things that we can do. We can not drop the heel so much. So we're going to be doing these nice controlled heel drops. If you find that your spine starts to arch quite a bit as you lower your leg, just back off how much you're dropping your heel down. So we're doing these in a nice controlled manner. And think about keeping that tailbone tilted up a little bit. So lots of work for the tummy muscles, those core muscles. And nice controlled movements, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. So we don't have to lower the heel all the way down to the ground. You might find that you're getting quite enough core work just maintaining the knee over hip and the legs kind of parallel to the ground. That's it. And if you're ever doing core work, we want to always try and have a bit of a more steady rate, like not whip through these, just a smooth pace. Good, let's do one more each side. Beautiful, let's land the feet. Maybe have a little pause here, do some windshield wipers before we roll over and do our next lot of push-ups. So when we're doing our push-ups, we're actually doing core work as well. So we're in this prone position, and by tucking your tailbone a little bit, bring your chest through your upper arms, we're engaging our core, okay? So we're maintaining this position, our eyes are looking just in front of our fingers, slowly down we go, and press when you're kind of at that point where, you're not able to maintain that steadiness and you're ready to go up. Big power push at the bottom. Good, so slow down. And big power push at the bottom. 3 more. 2 to go. Nice and controlled. Oh, feeling that. We just got to be mindful as we tire out that we don't start sagging the belly and dropping into that lower back. All right, so let's roll over. All right, get ourselves organized. All right, so we want from the back of our head to our shoulders, along the spine, right to the tailbone, caressing the mat, arms as well, maybe a little bit of a pelvic tilt upwards. Start to lift the feet. Okay, and then from here, flexing the ankles, just a slow descent of the heel to the floor, or as close as you can anyway. Because like I said, our tummy muscles are already a little bit fatigued from doing our push-ups. So anywhere between 6 to 8 on each leg. And just take your time. Keep breathing. All right, let's go 4 more each side. Steady and controlled. Just keep breathing your natural breath. 2 more each side. Last one on each side. Nice. Let's start to lower the feet down to the floor. Do that little movement break. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll over and do our last set. So take your time. If you do need to hit the pause button, have a little break before your last set, that's okay. We want clean reps, and if that means we have to take some time out before we jump in and do our last set of exercises, that's totally fine. So setting up, hands roughly in line with shoulders, tuck your tailbone, push through your fingertips as well, down, down, down we go, and then big press at the bottom. Slow on down, big push at the bottom. So we're just gonna be mindful that we keep those elbows below the shoulder joint, that we don't kind of impinge the shoulder. We've got 4 more to go. Big press, 3 more. Big push. Last 2, we've got this. Slow, 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 big press. Last 1. And a big push. Nice work, everyone. Let's roll over onto our back. All right, working super hard here. All right, those last few exercises of a program are usually the toughest ones, but we've got this, we're nearly done. All right, we're gonna pick the feet up, make sure that our lower back, middle back, upper back's connected to the ground, knees stacked over hips, soften the shoulders down from the ears, and let's just slowly tap one heel and then the other. Keep breathing your breath. Do as many as you can. Okay, we have 4 more in each leg. Two more. Slow heel descent. And now let's do the other one. Nice, good job. Awesome, let's plant the feet, do a few windshield wipers. And then from here, we're going to come into a stretch. Now, seeing that we're already lying on our backs, I'm going to just move my little rug out of the way. We might as well do our stretches here. So from here, we can pick up a knee, doesn't matter which one, extend the other one, and get a little bit of a hip flexor stretch here. And then from here, we can drop that foot, put it on the inside of our leg, just let that knee drop to the side. And then pick up our leg and kind of do a little bit of a rotation here as we drop the bent knee over the straight leg. Maybe look the opposite direction. A little bit of a spinal twist here. Just allow that body to get back to a normal state. Come back to center. Let's do the other leg. So bring the other knee towards you, straighten the other leg. Just take a few more breaths here. Getting a nice stretch through the front of the straight leg there, particularly through the hips. Drop the bent knee foot on the inside of the other leg and let that bent knee drop to the side. Getting a bit of an opening through the inner part of our hip on the bent knee. And then we can pick up that knee, cross it over the straight leg and do a little bit of a spinal twist here. Once again, you've got the option of looking in the opposite direction. Nice, come to center. While we're lying here, we can do a bit of a stretch down the side of our body so we can come into banana pose, scooch our bottom over to the side of the mat. Then we can take our feet and hands around the opposite sides. So with this one here, we want to keep the whole of the back of our body connected to the floor, from our ankles to our wrists, the bottom and the shoulder, as we open up right down the side of our body. And then coming back to center and do the same on the other side. So scooch the bottom over, take the feet around and stretching down the side. All right, so come back to center again and keep a bend in the knee. We'll roll over to one side, use our arm strength to press up to a seat. All right, and then from here, let's stay with our legs along the length of our mat or wherever you're doing your exercises. Sit up nice and tall, and then we can just reach the fingertips towards the ankle. See if we can soften in the back as much as we can, tuck the chin. So getting a little bit of opening through our spine as well as along the length of the back of our leg. Take a few more breaths here. And then come on up to a comfortable seat. And yeah, we're all done. So thanks for joining me for today's exercise program. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did coaching it. If you liked what you did, hit the subscribe button, like, share, all that YouTubey stuff. Otherwise, I will see you next time, and take care. See you later.